Foxworthy.
So how y'all doing tonight? You all right? Happy to be back in the South this week. I was up in New York last week working up at Dangerfields. Anybody from New York? Had a good time up there. It's kind of weird because I'm obviously Southern, and you know, I mean, a lot of people up north tend to think everybody from the South is married to their sister and has seen a UFO. You know? I told them, hell, I'm just dating my sister, and I couldn't swear it wasn't a weather balloon. Well, we have that reputation in the South, you know. And I'll give them this. Things are more sophisticated up north. It's like in the North, when guys fall in love, they think they have to buy candy and wine and roses. Hell, in the South, we fall in love with you. We just spray paint your name on an overpass. That's true love there, boy. Say it with Krylon. A lot of people up north think everybody in the South is a redneck, which isn't necessarily true. I mean, you can be. You can have rednecks anywhere. How many rednecks we got here tonight? See, don't be ashamed of it. Some people don't know if they're rednecks, so I came up with a little test to kind of help you. Things like if your richest relative buys a new house and you have to help take the wheels off of it, you might be a redneck. If your mother keeps a spit can on the ironing board, you might be. If your family tree does not fork. All right, I'll give you one more then. If somebody asks to see your ID and you show them your belt buckle, says I'm Ed, right there, Ed. Good crowd tonight. You guys drinking up here? How many of you are designated drivers? One person. Hope you got a big car. You guys, you're not participating in this. I think it's a great program, you know, I really do. Because, I mean, obviously it's safer than the way we used to do it. Hey, dude, get up. Give us a ride home, man. Hell, I think he threw up, Tony. Come on, what do you say? We'll buy you a beer. Come on. Well, if you're not doing it, at least be careful, because it's not funny if you get caught. And I know this firsthand. I was a little kid, and I was riding on the front seat of the car with my dad, and he'd been drinking beer all day long, and we got pulled over by the highway patrol. And the officer walked up to my dad's window, and he went, "Excuse me there, sir, could I see your license plate?" "No, sir, I don't need a cold beer. I don't think you do either." "Mr. Foxworthy, do you know why I pulled you over, sir?" "Well, it concerns that vehicle you're pulling behind you." "No, sir, it's not against the law to tow a boat, but we do require you put it on a trailer." "Could you ask your friends to get out of the boat, please, sir?" "No, sir, I don't give a damn if the fish are biting. Could you ask your friends to get out of the boat there?" I mean, hell, you dropped your skier about a mile back there. Bad day for Dad. A lot of you guys single? How many single people we have in here? Huh? I'm glad I'm not single anymore. That's too hard a life, man. The partying, staying out late, you know. And I used to do it. I really. And you know you're out too late. Like you come home and there's two white guys boxing on the ESPN. That's late, y'all. You ever notice single people always have the best sex stories, too? And we know this because they share them with everybody. You know the kind. You'll see them in the break room at work, you know, saying things like, "So there I was, tied up to her bed, had motor oil smeared all over my body. She came in the bedroom with a saddle and a set of jumper cables. See, married people just can't compete with this, you know? are we going to come back with? Well, you know, last night Marge was vacuuming in her good robe. She bent down to get underneath the sofa. I thought, hell, I can watch Bonanza anytime. It just doesn't hold up, you know? So I'm married now. I'm married. In fact, my wife and I were trying to have a kid. We've been trying for 5 or 6 months, and so far nothing's happened. But I figure if you got to be a failure at something, you know, it's about as much fun as anything. So. But my wife's getting concerned. My wife made us an appointment to go see the fertility doctor, and apparently it's easier to check men than it is women. So she said I had to go first, and I'm not real happy about this. I'm not. But I talked to a buddy of mine that had done it, and he said, Jeff, it's not that bad. He said, you go down there, he said, they give you like a little cup and a Playboy book, you know, and you just go in a room, you know. And I'm thinking, hell, I hope it's an issue I don't have, you know. Well, that would be embarrassing. Do you have another month? This isn't doing anything for me here, huh? Something with a redhead if you got it, all right? So 2 weeks ago, last Monday, I go down to this place, and I'm sitting in the lobby, and the nurse calls me in, and she just hands me a cup. No book, just a cup. And I'm bumming about this. But I do have a real good imagination. So I take the cup, and I go off in the little room and do what I'm supposed to do, and then I wait a few minutes because I don't want to look like a circus freak, you know, when I come back out. So I've got the cup. I'm walking back down the hall. I find the nurse, and I hand her the thing, and she goes, we don't do that here. We just need a urine sample. I have never been that embarrassed in my entire life. And my wife told everybody, too. My own mother's going, heard what you did in the cup. And speaking of saying, how many of you have ever done this? How many of you ever just awakened in the morning, didn't get out of bed, you just woke up and you rolled over to your partner and, you know, played kissy face, and after it was over, you were feeling pretty good about yourself, and you got out of bed and you kind of strutted to the bathroom there. Walked in the bathroom, flipped on the light, looked in the mirror, and you realized that the entire time you had been doing it, you looked like this. Thank you very much, y'all. Enjoy the rest of the show.